Ladies and gentlemen, and hockey fans of all ages, welcome back to another edition of Randy Talks Hockey. My name is Randy Dillon. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it's been that time in this last little week or so of the NHL offseason. Not much news has come about. It's like watching paint dry. However, we are close to the start of training camp and the preseason. September 12th, NHL training camp get underway. The preseason starts shortly after, and then we're at the start of the regular season. But with that regard, the class of the RFAs, they're still out there. None of them have really signed yet. Mitch Marner, Braden Point, Mikko Rantanen, Matthew Tkachuk, Patrick Laine, Kyle Connor, Brock Besser, and others who still need a contract have not signed. Time is ticking. What's going to happen? Now you look at some of the RFA, the guy like Besser, unfortunately, his dad's not doing well. We do wish the Besser family the best. I could imagine right now not the time not to talk for contract. It's not a good time. Give the guy some space. But you go look at a guy like Mitch Marner. The talks have been going on and on. There was a report saying that he might, not rumor I would say, not report, rumor saying that instead of an 8-year deal, the Leafs would sign Marner to a 3-year deal, $10 million cap hit a year. I just think that's an awful move by the Toronto Maple Leafs if they do that. The reason being, you got to resign him again in 3 years. You'll probably want more than $10 million at that point. And you got other players you got to sign. It will really screw everything up for Kyle Dubas if he does do that move. Now, speaking of NHL news, we had some today, as I said earlier. Don Waddell got an extension of a 3-year deal from the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, I think this could be a good move for the Hurricanes. Don Waddell took the Canes back to the postseason for the first time in 9 years. They went back to the conference final for the first time in 9 years. And we'll see what Waddell does. I do like the acquisition of Eric Hall. He can be an effective player. He was not healthy the year last year, but the year before he scored 20 plus goals. That will definitely help the Hurricanes. He did trade Calvin DeHaan, but they already have a good defenseman. They got Hayden Fleury, Jacob Slavin, Justin Falk, Brett Pesce, Trevor Van Riemsdyk. A lot of good young defensemen already. We'll see how Mrazek does second year, but Waddell, he might be in a good spot to get the Kane team to succeed and possibly maybe another Stanley Cup banner in the rafter. Now, speaking of news, the Calgary Flames, they suffered devastating news today. Defenseman Juuso Valimaki suffered from a torn ACL while he trading in the offseason. The timeline hasn't been announced. He's been announced out indefinitely. I've been doing research, looking online. It could be 6 to 9 months. What I've seen online, maybe earlier, maybe later, who knows? But that's a huge blow for the Flames, and there are many different reasons. The first reason being, it did take the blow on their defensemen. Yeah, they do got Oliver Shillington coming there, but Valimaki, a top prospect of the Flames. They have big hope for him, hoping maybe him and Rusmith Anderson are going to carry that defensive core. The other problem is, now what do you do with TJ Brody if you're the Calgary Flames? You were trying to ship him off to get them cap space in order to sign Matthew Tkachuk, but you got a question now. Do you trade Brody, get them cap space, time to Chuck, and maybe sign a UFA defenseman still in the market, or do you keep Brody and hopefully try to work something out with the Chuck? It might be a short-term deal, maybe a bridge deal. Who knows? But man, oh man, Brad Tree living the Flames, they are in a sticky situation. The other news we have is another player might want out of Buffalo, Rusmith Ristolainen. He said some comment. The one interesting one I like is he will be at an NHL training camp on September 12th. I think this is writing on the wall saying, I want out. He also said, I have not been able to win. It's not fun. And if you're in a losing culture, it sucks. As Ristolainen won out, you saw what happened, and he saw what happened with Ron O'Reilly when he got traded. He won a Stanley Cup. Maybe the same fate will wait. Who knows? The Sabres again had a good offseason. But offseason after offseason, they've had good. But the Sabres just can't get it done. So we'll see what happens to Ristolainen. All right. Back to the segment we've all been waiting for. Did an NHL team improve, or did they get worse? Last week we finished off with the Minnesota Wild. We're going to start off with the Montreal Canadiens. The Habs had I would say a better season than they did 2 years ago. They missed the playoffs by a few points. Now, not many major changes to this team. Now, they did trade Andrew Shaw, but they do got cap space, and that's been a big thing for Montreal. They added goaltender Keith Kinkaid. I think it's a good move. He's proven he can play 30-plus games if needed and at a top level. While he was a number one New Jersey at time, while Corey Schneider struggled and he was hurt. They did add Ben Sherratt, which is a big, tough defense, which he showed in Winnipeg. Now, there could be some good for the Habs. A healthy Shea Weber to start a season. He wasn't healthy last year. I think that will improve their chances. You add Nick Suzuki, who was a big part of the Mac Pacioretty trade, along with Tom Tatar. Tatar had a decent year, and maybe have a better year this year. Who knows? Ryan Pollock, you saw in that final game of the season, that hat trick. You got Kotkaniemi, another year under his belt. Mac Domi did good. Maybe Duran can play a little bit better. We'll see what happens there. But maybe Andrei Markov might return. He has said he wants to make a return in the NHL. Montreal, he said, is his place, the only place. He's played there all his career. So are the Habs better or worse than what they were last year? I'm going to say wait and see. They didn't make any big acquisition. They didn't lose any big guys. They have a lot of prospects coming in, so we'll have to wait to see what's going to happen there. Now we're off to Music City in Nashville. The Preds, another disappointing playoff loss, losing in double overtime to the Dallas Stars. The big acquisition was Matt Duchene coming in, PK Subban out. There was a lot of friction with PK last year. He fell out of favor of head coach Peter Laviolette. Now Nashville, they are stacked down the middle. You got Duchene, you got Johansson, you got Bonino, and you got Turris. What are they going to do with Bonino and Turris? Bonino only 2 years left, but Turris 6 years. That's $6-7 million cap. You got to find ways to move that because Roman Josi needs a new contract. Mikael Granlund, a full year of him will definitely help the scoring. When you still have Ellis, you still have Josi, you still have Ekholm, Rene and Saros will be a good combination. Nashville is the wait and see just because their expectation is to win. I truly believe if things do not go south, Peter Laviolette might get the can early because if they don't even win the cup, I think he'll be fired as well. Well, the hot seat is on Peter Laviolette. We'll see what will happen, but Nashville, wait and see. All right, we are off to Jersey, y'all, and the New Jersey Devils might be the most improved team of the NHL. They're going to get a big thumbs up for me, and the reason being Ray Charles has been busy all over the map, and it started at the draft. You got Jack Hughes, and then what happened? He gets PK Subban. He signs Wayne Simmons to a 1-year deal to see what he's made of, and then you also look at what he did with Will Butcher. He signed him to a 3-year deal, and a cheap 3-year deal, but also as well, Nikita Gusev, the Russian forward who was on Vegas. Vegas had to trade him because they had no cap space, and they got a couple of picks. He got signed to 2 years. The Devils look dangerous. My only concern, there are two concerns. The goaltending. I think Mackenzie Blackwood he's going to have a little bit leeway. Corey Schneider, he's fell off the face of the earth. Can he recover? Who knows? I think it'll be a good 1-2 in tandem. But Taylor Hall, I think Ray Charles wants to get this thing sorted out very quickly if Hall is going to resign or not. If he's not, I think Charles saw what happened in Columbus with Artemi Panarin and Sergei Bobrovsky. He does not want that. It just caused problems. Hall said he wants to win. He hasn't been on a winning team. I think if the Devils can make it possibly the second round, he'll stay. But regardless what happened right now, New Jersey Devils, one of the best improved teams. The last team I'm going to talk about quickly here are the New York Islanders. After a brilliant season it was after losing John Tavares, where the Islanders stand? Well, they lost Vezina finalist Robin Leonard and Valtteri Filppula, but they re-signed Jordan Eberle. They signed goaltender Semyon Varlamov to a 5-year deal. And a captain stayed in Long Island, Andres Lee. I think that's a big key win there for Lee to stay. Now, if you're the Islanders, you're the captain 2 years in a row, a nightmare, but thank goodness he stayed. The big question is, what are the Islanders? Are they good as they were? Was last year an anomaly? Were they just out to prove something? Who knows? The Islanders, I'm going to say wait and see because there's so many questions of can they do it again in the play of Semyon Varlamov. I know he was a Vezina finalist in the 2013-14 season. He has proven he can play 40-50 games, but Robin Leonard gave the Islanders incredible goaltending. Can Varlamov do the same thing along with Thomas Greiss? Who knows? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you this week on another edition of Randy Talks Hockey. We still got plenty teams to go, and we're hoping to get some news on the RFAs. Hope you all have a good one, and always remember, watch some hockey.